Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody pouring in. Everybody's coming in. My man, Ontario Prepper, good to see you. Julianne, welcome from the UK. We got Ma Bear 1900 in the chat. My Renaissance Grandma, good to see you. My man, Badass Stang, good to see you as well. Johnny Preps, good to see you too. I hope everybody's enjoying their Tuesday. Can I get a 5x5 just to make sure that I'm not talking to myself? Magic, good to see you. How are you? Hope everything's okay and you're back up and looking. J3GS Farm in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. Briar Rose, too. Good to see you. Thank you for the 5x5, folks. I hope everybody's doing well. We're trying to prepare for this winter storm that's getting ready to roll in through Ohio with some snow, which I'm sick of winter already. Jeep Girl, good to see you. Good to see you as well. Before we dive into our topic tonight, let's do what's going on around the block. What's everybody got planned this weekend, or this week and weekend rather? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody rolling in. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, folks, hit the like button. Thumbs up if you haven't. I'd appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well. I know I'm dreading winter already, and we're just now getting through the end of January. Stang says he's working on his race car this weekend. There you go. That's a good thing. Jay Creature, my man, good to see you. Yep, I saw a video from Hudson Valley today. The Catskills got some snow. That's a good thing, I guess. Homestead Aquarius, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. He's having dinner and a movie. Oh, I'm the movie? Well, there you go. I hope it will be a great, intriguing, and informative movie for you tonight, Homestead Aquarius. I appreciate you coming. Uh-oh. Jeep Girl, she's going to make ghee. Yep, I made some last summer, and I need to make some more. But yes, that's always a good thing. Keep prepping, folks. Keep prepping. That's always a good thing. Johnny Prep says he got about 6 inches in another storm coming this week. Yeah, storm is heading here through Ohio, and it's not going to be good. We didn't get that much snow, but we got a couple of inches, and most of it melted today, but we're supposed to be getting more coming shortly. So tonight's topic, 21 new skills that will help you survive and thrive. Folks, you know, we can all learn skills, skills. Briar Rose, too, she's working on personalized panned bread recipe. That sounds very good, very good. Yep, Jeep Girl says, yep, going some snow in Pennsylvania. Yep, thankfully not much. That's a good thing. TJ and GA, he says, I need skills. Well, the skills we're going to talk about tonight, folks, are going to be skills that you can use the rest of your life, and it will help you survive and thrive all the time. So let's dive right into our topic. The skills that I want to talk to tonight are not necessarily prepping skills, but they are prepping skills. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, we'll just sit down and talk through it and understand it. Thank you very much, my Renaissance grandma. I appreciate you doing that. So let's get into this. And these are not in any order of importance, but I came across this and I said, you know, this is a great topic to share with the community. Okay, so I would consider these soft skills, but yet communication skills to be more specific. And we all need communication skills, at least I do. I know I've been working on my communication skills and I need them. And that's a wonderful thing. Magic says he's been focusing on computer skills. Yep, that's Magic. I think I watched a video of yours where you were putting together the new sound system or something like that. Yes, good evening to you too, Prepper Book Club. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. So the first skill I want to talk about, folks, is the skill or the ability to sell and negotiate. Whether it's a grid down situation, bartering situation, or anything like that, we all need the ability to sell and to negotiate, especially if you are needing something that somebody else has, and you may have something they need. So you could talk about the trade. Do you have the skills to articulate that and get those types of things that you may need to either sell or something you can use as leverage when negotiating this skill? You know, Jay Creature says, imagining throat punching people in my head while saying, that's nice. Exactly. Yes. So do you have the ability to sell and negotiate? We all negotiate every day of our life. Is that a skill? Yeah. Is that a skill that you're honing? Are you working on your skill to sell and to negotiate, whether it's bartering for something, or if you're selling something or trying to buy something? Are you using those skills to your fullest ability? Good evening, Krista. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So, number one, the ability to sell and to negotiate. Can you do it? And can you do it successfully? We all have those skills. Work on those skills. That's a skill that, especially in a grid down situation, and, you know, can you barter? Be careful when you negotiate, especially if you have an item that is of what somebody perceive as a high value item. Make sure that you have somebody with you, preferably of the male persuasion, or somebody, you know, that is concealing carrying. That could even be yourself. You're absolutely right. Mahogany Gordon, good to see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. We need to have that skill. Right. I like to barter, and I've bartered several times for things that I needed and bartered things that I had that was worthwhile and profitable to the person I was bartering with. Good evening, Wolf Fang. Good to see you, my friend. So the second skill or ability is the ability to convey what you think and what you feel. I'll be the first to say that, my communication skills aren't always the best. And one thing that I have learned, especially in the skill of conveying what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, those are two separate things. I will pause and over my lifetime, my professional career, that it's okay to inject silence into the conversation, as I just did, because I'm actually thinking of what I'm going to say and hopefully articulate it in a way that the person I'm talking to will understand. Can you actually convey what you think and what you feel in a positive way? We all can scream and holler what we think, and that will represent how we feel. So keep in mind the tone of your voice when you're trying to articulate what you think and what you feel. Yaya Kot, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. Black Poindexter, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're safe. Hope everything's going good where you're at. So we all have to purposefully think about how we're going to convey a message, how we feel about it, and how we think about it as well. That's the second skill we have to work on. The third skill is the ability to break a process down into smaller steps. And this goes back to the old adage, how do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Wolf Fang says, absolutely, the tone of your voice is important of how you're conveying, because the tone of your voice will project feelings and how you're feeling, whether you're angry, excited, or happy. Especially if you're talking to somebody and you're angry, you have to be careful that the tone of your voice does not portray that. You're right, Wolf Fang. But the third ability, can you break down a process into smaller steps? Break it down into small tasks that will get you farther in the process of achieving the large process. Small steps that get you closer to the overall process you're trying to accomplish. We have to keep that in mind, because when we look at the big picture, sometimes it's overwhelming, which will cause us to procrastinate and to put it off, because we have the feeling that the project or whatever it is we're facing is too big for us and we're going to fail at it. Jay Creature says, you're right, Jay. Your intentional pause is actually a tactic in forensic interviewing. You're correct, because while you're pausing, you're also looking at the other person, seeing how they're reacting. Absolutely, Jay. And you guys have to forgive me if I miss anything in the chat, because, I don't multitask in the chat and talk too well, because I get sucked into the chat and go from there. Prepared Irishman, good to see you, my friend. Roaming Prepper, how are you? So good to see you. So again, folks, the ability to break down a process into smaller steps will always help and work. as long as you break it down and follow the small processes that will get you to the overall larger goal. So keep that in mind. Number 4 is the ability, and forgive me for saying this, but we all do this, and I have to purposefully learn how to do this next ability. Number 4, the ability to shut up, listen, and learn from others. That's right. I said it, and I'm not going to take it back. We have to learn to shut up, listen, and learn from others. I was raised coming up by my parents that when, as they would say, when grown folks are talking, close your mouth and open your ears, because they know a little more than you do because they've been living a little longer than you have. Gina versus Gina, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. So the ability to actually listen to what somebody else is saying and learn from what they're saying. Even if you don't agree with them, close your mouth, listen to them, let them speak, and go from there. Down home, good to see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So that's number 4, the ability to shut up, listen, and learn from others. Number 5, and anybody who is a prepper, gardener, all of that, this skill comes pretty natural to us. The number 5 skill is the ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome obstacles. Everybody does that in their day-to-day life if you're doing problem solving, but we have to focus on the ability to improvise. If the power goes out at your house, what do you do to improvise? Do you get flashlights, candles, lanterns? Do you fire up your backup generators? Do you fire up any other alternative power sources you need? You should have a plan in place. You implement the plan. That's how we improvise. And we overcome the obstacle of not having power while being able to carry on somewhat in our day-to-day life. Donna Devine, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've got some news to share with you guys too, and I'll do that a little later. Somebody in the chat remind me to mention Bug Out Weekend information. I'll leave it at that. So, number 5 skill we should learn, ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome obstacles, okay? Number 6, the ability to read, understand, and memorize whatever it is. You know, there are and here's a great example, and I'm going to date myself on this. Back before cell phones were around, I knew everybody's phone number, all of my friends, all of my family. I knew everybody's phone number. Mad Dogs Forge, good to see you, my friend. So memorized everybody's phone number. And to this day, there's only one phone number I can remember. That's my mom's phone number, because I grew up in the house. She's had the same phone number forever. So we have to have the ability to read, understand, and memorize. How many in the chat, you know, right now can rattle off 4 people they know their phone number without looking in your phone? Those are the things that we need to learn and practice. I couldn't tell you any of my kids' cell phone number off of the top of my head. And like I said, the only person in the family that I know their phone number off the top of my head is my mom's phone number. That's it. Right. I'm with you, Black Poindexter. You know, he said, sadly, no. Right. Because we've been spoiled with technology. So that's something we have to practice is our memorization, reading and understanding any book, the Survival Medical Guide or anything else, any other book. Can you read the book? Do you comprehend the information? Can you memorize some important information that is there? You know, that's one thing. Ontario Prepper, right? I can remember. Right? Yeah, I can name 4 number. Right? Is that the whole number or just the area code and maybe the first 3 numbers of the phone? Right. Have hard copies. Absolutely, Prepared Irishman. Pen and paper, hard copies. Write that stuff down. African Dreamin', good to see y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. Today's topic, we're talking about 21 new skills that will help us all survive and thrive in any situation. Right. Paper mapping gas stations. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely, folks. The things we should memorize that we used to memorize, but we forgot because now we have all this technology at our hand. We can just open up our contacts and tap a button and it dials a phone number. We can go to recent calls, tap a number, and it dials the phone number. We can start typing an email and it'll put the email address in there for us. Those are the things that we may need to remember. I do remember my son's email address because I remember creating it. Okay, the number 7 skill is the ability to walk away. I'll be the first to tell you, I am almost an expert at that. 2 things that I've taught myself in the last couple of years are, number 1, the word no. So that I can't help you with that. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. No, I'm not being mean. I can't do it. Number 2, to turn around and walk away. Good to see you, Rip Curl. Good to see you. Welcome. Grab a seat, sit down, and enjoy. My man, Marco, good to see you, friend. Penny Pension Prepper, welcome, welcome, and welcome to everybody else that came in that I haven't seen. And I hope everybody's doing well today. The number 7 skill to have is the ability to walk away. With that, folks, sometimes you just have to know when to walk away. Jules, hey, it's all good. It's all good. When we don't walk away, we could find ourselves being overwhelmed just because we're putting ourselves out there for all the time for everybody, which leads to stress, low energy, and possibly even sickness. As Jay Creature says, holy cow, winner, winner, chicken dinner. I've seen a lot of dead people that talked themselves into death. You're right, Jay. I'm with you on that, my friend. Brian Barbie, good to see you. Exactly. The toughest negotiation position is to walk away and mean it. I'll never forget, I was looking at a vehicle that I really wanted to buy, but I knew where my hard limit was. And the car salesman guy just kept going on and on about why I should pay the money that they want for it. And I'm like, no, this is my money. This is my money I'm spending. Here's my limit. He said, well, I can't do that. I said, okay, thank you. Have a good day. And I turned around and walked away. By the time I got to my car, he ran over and he was saying, well, let me talk to my manager. Can I get your name and number and get back to you? I told him, no, that's okay. You said this is your number, but now you want to talk to your manager about lowering the number? You should have said that at the beginning before you told me no. So to turn around and walk away is absolutely a game changer, folks. Learn how to do it. Number 8, and this is where I'm getting better at. Number 8 is the ability to manage our time effectively. It's crazy. It's crazy. And Mad Dogs Ford says, I've walked away from my family because they all wanted from me is money. I'm with you on that. Same here. I'm with you. But the ability to manage our time effectively, everybody has to work on time management skills. You know, there's things that I've started that I said, oh, this will take me about an hour. Well, next thing you know, 4 hours later, I'm still into this thing, messing with it, and I had other stuff I needed to do. So make sure you work on your time management skills. Plan it all out if possible. And I know stuff just happens. Emergencies come up. We deal with that. Virginia Bushcrafter, welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well. But, you know, we have to manage our time effectively so that we can get the things done that needs to be done, without a doubt. And the number nine ability is the ability to stay positive and optimistic. We all have to do that. The ability to stay positive and optimistic. Number one, and the Angry Prepper put out a video today about fear porn and fear mongering. I shared it on my community tab. Anything fear mongering that's going on in the world, I stay away from those channels. Some of them I've unsubscribed because I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't watch the news because that's all they talk about is gloom and doom. And that just doesn't get it for me. And, you know, I refuse without doubt to do that. That was my cue. Sit tight, enjoy this little clip, and I will be right back. Hey, you right there. How you doing? Vision Preparedness here. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know, Bug Out Weekend, June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. You want to be there. Like-minded people are coming around from all over the country, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to hang out, we're going to meet, we're going to talk, we're going to learn some stuff. You need to be there. Don't miss it. That's June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. I got to get back to doing the things. Y'all be safe and God bless. And we're back. Bug Out Weekend, folks. Bug Out Weekend, June 2nd through the 4th. And I'll say this, we're going to be at a state park, and I'm going to open up registration this Friday. I will post it on our website. That is www.visionpreparedness.org. And there'll be a link on there to register. We're going to be at a state park that will accommodate everybody and anybody that would like to come to the Bug Out Weekend. And it is going to be absolutely free. So you don't have to worry about paying for registration. The registration, basically, we're trying to get a head count. You can bring as many people as you want. You can bring your pets. If you have dogs and you want to bring them, you can bring your dog, but the dogs have to be on a leash. And there'll be more information coming out about the Bug Out Weekend. I hope you guys can make it. Like-minded people from all over the country are coming around. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have some great things going on. and go from there. Again, folks, we have to have the ability to manage our time. Yes, Jay Creature, it will be in Ohio. It will be in the Dayton, Ohio area. And I was actually scrambling here to try to find the name of the state park that we're going to be at. And as a matter of fact, I have the information right here because I sent the information to one of my guys today to let him know we need to go lay eyes on this place. So here's the information. I'll tell you where we're at so you can look it up if you want to. We're going to be at Possum Creek State Park in Dayton, Ohio. The campsite, I'll know for Thursday for sure. I don't want to give the campsite name, but it will be at the Possum Creek State Park here in Dayton, Ohio. Yes, so more information will be coming out Thursday. Registration will be opening up Thursday for the Bug Out Weekend. Prepper Book Club, road trip, that works. You know, if you're in for a road trip, come on up. But 21 skills, folks, that will help us thrive and survive. Skill number 9 was the ability to stay positive and optimistic. Regardless of what's going on in the world, don't get so down that you lose all hope, you lose your joy, you lose your peace. Can't do that. Good to see you, Paul. Welcome, Erica. Good to see you. We have to stay positive. And that is a huge, 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 huge accomplishment that we all need to have. With that, number 10 is the ability to make decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. Okay, folks? We know that emotions can be wrong. Emotions can get in the way of making sound decisions. We have to make sure that we're making decisions based on the facts of the situation that we're in. And based on the facts, is this a good decision? Not based on emotions. Often emotions will lead you down the road to failure, which many of us can contest that, especially myself. If I make a decision based on a feeling, 9 out of 10 times I've made the wrong decision. So with that, folks, we need the ability to make decisions based on facts and not emotions. Number 11, a great skill is the ability to speak in front of a large audience. Now, I've done public speaking my whole life, my whole career. Number 1, the ability to speak in front of large audiences are people's number 1 fear. How we get over that? There's many techniques, many ways. For me, it came natural. Urban, good to see you. Urban Gardening Chronicles. Again, folks, for all the content creators in the chat, if you type the word vision, it'll drop a link to your channel. Go check everybody out. If you haven't subscribed to their channel, look at their content, leave them a comment. Yes, Jules. She says no. Yes. We all have to learn the ability to speak in front of a large audience. And I'll give you a tip on it. Just like here, all the content creators sitting here. Good to see you, Coach Mary Ma. Glad you joined us. For me, the ability to speak in front of a large audience comes easy because when I was growing up, I always would watch, Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, David Letterman, Arsenio Hall, late night show hosts. They had shows. And I was like, man, that would be cool to have my own show on TV and have guests and talk and run my mouth and cut out and do all that stuff. So how do you get past the fear of speaking in public? Couple of things. My dad was a great public speaker as well. So I guess I picked up that gene from him. So kudos to Pops. Love you to death. Rest in peace, and God bless you for everything you've done for me and our family. So to speak in public, you know, I've had people tell me, well, just imagine your audience in their underwear. Well, that doesn't work so well all the time, because if you look at your audience and you see some people, and if you picture them in your underwear, you could very well bust out laughing, throw up, or start crying. So I don't recommend that. Number two, what I have done literally is stand in front of the mirror and talk. So you see yourself and you're just talking to yourself. Here on YouTube and the content creators, you know, we all talked about the fear of going live and doing that. And actually, I'm having a conversation with myself because I see myself, and it's comfortable if you're doing a live and you have a panel discussion or you have somebody sitting on your panel, you know, that you can talk to. So you have some type of security with your security blanket, and let them talk and lead the conversation. I've done that many times, many times. So work on your skill of talking in front of a large audience. Doesn't even have to be a large audience. You could be talking to people at the local farmers market, or a group of people at your church, or even if you're talking to a group at a family reunion. Bug out weekend. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to try to spend time talking to everybody because I want to get to know everybody, and I want to spend time greeting everybody that took the time to show up. Jay Creature says, talk in front of a large group like Morgan in America home series, except he threatened everybody. Well, you know, there it is. You know, sometimes, you know, Wolfgang says, I do still kind of freeze up on cam. That's okay. Like I said, pausing in silence, it's okay to do because you're collecting your thought, and that literally draws your audience closer and gets their attention so they're actually listening. I've also known your topic that was when I took speech class in high school. Yeah. CUCV farmer, absolutely. These are skills we know. And I just wanted to bring it out so that in times people can fall back on these skills and remember some of the things that were said in the chat and things that I may have said. Jay Creature, you're absolutely right. Talking, not texting. It's a thing. Millennials text before calling. Absolutely. My son will be somewhere in the house and I'm in the house. He'll text me. And I'm looking around like, really? You're too lazy to get up off the couch or come out of your room and say something to me? Yeah. Mad Dog Ford says, be confident and know what you're talking about. Right. And before you talk about it, just sit in front of the mirror and have that conversation on the topic matter. You know, that's what we do. Also, Magic says, use the hands to live. Like, right, talk with your hands if you have to. That'll help convey your message and get it crossed and let your audience know that you're confident in what you're talking about. Every live you'll see me do or anything, I always have a coffee cup with me. Because number one, my throat gets dry from talking. So that helps me to relax. And this is a comfort zone for me. And that's okay. Jay Creature says, do you know that speech pathologists cannot correct vernacular based on culture? The English language is doomed. Can I ask you a question? Right. When I hear my family members talk like that, I'll say, excuse me, what did you say? And I'll ask them to repeat it. And if they repeat it the same way again, I'll say, you mean you want to ask me a question, not ask me a question? Right. Right. Jules says, yeah, my mom and I used to text from upstairs to downstairs or even across the table. See, I don't do that. And when you eat dinner at my house, don't bring a cell phone to the table. That's for sure. Right. Ontario Prepper, you're absolutely right. The Italian way. Correct. Correct. So that is the number 11 ability and skill we need to learn. Number 12, the ability to keep trying even after failure. When I fail at something, I'm going to keep trying until I get it right or understand it more. And that's what the Bug Out Weekend is all about, folks. Bring the gear you haven't tested out with you. You haven't tested out, bring it with you. Test it out the Bug Out Weekend. It's better to fail there where you might learn something from somebody else about the type of gear you have and then need it in an emergency, don't know how to use it, and it fails. Now you're in deeper trouble. Black Poindexter, you're absolutely right. No texting in the house. Yeah, so the ability to keep trying even after we fail, folks, is huge. You know, and I'm just that type of guy. I'm going to keep trying until I figure it out. I'll never forget the first time I used my log splitter. Couldn't get it started. You know, kept using the choke, adjusting the choke so that it would start without flooding it. Next thing you know, it was flooded. So I let it sit, came back, and started it up. After the second pull, it started up. You know, my son's standing there the whole time looking at me like, Dad, do you know what you're doing? And I told him, I said, no, this is the first time I used a log splitter, but we're going to figure it out and get this thing working. So that is the number 12 skill, folks. And I don't look at it as a failure. We don't fail. We always have a improvement opportunity or a lesson learned to keep trying. Thank you very much, Coach Mary Ma. I appreciate it. I truly do. Right. You're absolutely right, Paul. As Edison said, I didn't fail making the light bulb, just 1,000 ways not to do it. But I learned everything along the way. Absolutely. We don't fail. It's a learning lesson, a lesson of opportunity to get better. And as Brian said, practice, repetition is the mother of all skills. You're absolutely correct. So, you know, we have to know the ability to keep trying even when we fail. Work on that, folks. Number 13, the ability to invest money on our own. And what I mean by this, folks, is if you invest, if you have a 401k and all of that, know where your money is going to be invested in. And if you don't like it, invest it in your own. You can create your own 401k and pick the mutual fund. And I am in no way a financial advisor. That's my disclaimer. Learn how to invest your money, especially now. Nowadays, if you're going to buy something, which is an investment, buy it or invest it in a tangible object that is useful and will keep paying for itself. I say cars are the worst evil investment human beings could ever make into buying cars. But it's an evil necessity. We all have to do it. So that's, you know, what we need to do. Learn how to invest your money. Buy tangible things now that are useful 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and you still have that investment and it's still working for you and your family. Right. The Bible talks about this, Donna. Be the lender, not the borrower. Absolutely. Coach Mary Ma says, I've learned that we never fail. We win or we learn. That is absolutely correct. And the chat just jumped on me. Prepper Book Club said, I say invest in hard goods. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Tangible objects that will pay for themselves over and over and over after you buy it. Amazing. Absolutely, folks. So that's number 13, the ability to invest money on our own and to invest it in tangible objects. Okay. Number 14, the ability to do things irrespective of the situation. The ability to do things and to continue to do things no matter what the situation is, no matter how hard it is. We all been through tough times, okay? We have to learn how to work through those tough times, those tough situations, and keep going. And we've all talked about this throughout the community, you know, even in, you know, grit down, family issues, deaths, money problems, whatever the case may be, you have to learn to walk and work through it. For sure. We only fail when we quit. You're absolutely right, Prepared Irishman. You only fail when you quit. But we have to learn the ability to do things irrespective of the situation, whatever the given situation is, to work through it and to keep doing things, especially if it's a loved one we lost or a family member. We still have to do things to keep the family going and to uplift the family and not get caught in what I would consider a downturn. Yes, we can mourn, but we have to get over it and keep moving. That's for sure. Mad Dog Ford says, me and my wife both have been through tough times several times already. Absolutely. And those are the things that we have to overcome, which is a great thing. CUCV Farmer, wife and I are investing in meat. Right. We just bought a butchered pig, got around 170 pounds of meat. Next month, half a beef coming. Absolutely. Invest in the food that will sustain you down the road. Right. I understood you, Paul. Absolutely. Okay. Number 15, folks. And we all have to learn the ability to self-analyze ourself. You know, every now and again, I'll sit back and say, did I handle that situation right or wrong? How did I come across? What did I do wrong? I am my hardest critic, and don't beat yourself up, but we need to be able to look back at how we handled certain situations. Did it go right? Did it go wrong? What could we have done different to improve it? Okay. Self-analyze. Number 17, the ability to understand what other people are feeling. You know, this goes back to when somebody tells me something, the first thing I need I'm trying to understand is, how do they feel and why are they saying this? Okay. Jay Creature says, I kind of think of myself as irrelevant. I'm here for family and kids, so whatever happens, happens. Correct. But we have to learn the ability of how and understand how other people feel. Because it's, and I always say this, it's not about me. It's about the other person or the person I'm talking to at the moment. I'm focused on them, and it's about them and how can I help? For sure. Okay. Number 16, the ability to learn We all have to have that ability, because if you think, or if you come across somebody that says they know everything, run from them. Run as fast as you can and get away from that particular person, because they don't know everything. And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know everything. But if I don't know it, I'll find somebody who does, and I'll get the information back to you. That's for sure. My kids are great at this, and I used to do it, so I understand, because this is how I learned. I would always, my dad was saying something to me, I would say, I know, and my kids do that. I'll say something to my son or my daughter or my grandkids, and they'll say, I know. And here was the answer my dad had for me every time I said to him, I know. He said, you don't, son, because if you knew, you wouldn't have done that. And that's what I tell my kids. If you knew, you wouldn't have done that. So don't say you know, say you understand, Dad. I hear what you're saying, or whatever. So that's the good thing about that. We have to understand and learn how to learn. We all have different learning techniques and methods. I can hear you to learn. I learn from hearing and doing. I hear you, now let me do this. Right. Okay, Fuzzy, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. But yes, folks, exactly, Coach Mary Ma, right. You had a taste of your own medicine. Absolutely, I did. And the first time I heard him say, I know, it took me right back to my dad telling me, no, son, because if you knew, you wouldn't have done that. And that's how I took it. I had empathy, and I explained it to him. Red Scout, I'm with you, my friend, without a doubt. Yes, I still trust God no matter what. Even though I'm crap, I still trust God's will. Absolutely. You and me both, my friend. So that's the number 16 skill. The next skill, or 17, the ability to remain consistent. This is huge on my list. This is one of my top 5 requirements. And it's hard. We all have to learn to remain consistent. Content creators, we have to be consistent when we put out content. So that's one thing I'm learning, and in life, to be consistent, because consistency shows stability, dependability, and reliability. When you show consistency, people can depend on you, they can rely on you, and they understand it. So we got to learn to be consistent when we can. Now, the next one, the next skill, number 18, is the ability to master your thoughts. And when I say master your thoughts, that means that you don't always have to say what you're thinking. Plain and simple. 9 out of 10 times, if I said everything I was thinking, I would either probably not be around, or I would be in big trouble. And amazing. James Price, good to see you. And James says he was raised by a bricklayer. Granddad, I learned how to watch my mouth. You and me both. Because in my household, my parents didn't play that. So yes, the ability to master our thoughts. As my dad used to say to me, think before you speak, son. Think before you speak. We have to learn to control and master our thoughts before we speak. As Fuzzy says, not to ruffle any feathers, but learn real skills that will save your behind. No one can do that for you. I do not think that someone else will pick you up. You're right. That's true. You're right. Prepper Book Club said she learned bad words from her dad. Yeah. Right. Exactly, Jay Creature. It's like fighting with your parents. You can't win. Think about it. Didn't say it. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the ability to master our thoughts, folks. Number 20, the ability to write words to persuade and influence others. So not too many people write anymore because everybody's too busy doing this and texting and all that. So I'll make it for nowadays, the ability to text and persuade and influence others. You know, and here's a bad example, but I'm going to use it. If you go to any doomsday website, or channel with gloom and doom and prepper preparedness, doomsday porn, they always got a catchy title to suck you in. That's how they're persuading you with their thoughts, with their words. Next thing you know, you're watching the video and you're like, oh man, this is a bunch of doomsday gloom and doom. So we have to master the ability to write words and persuade and influence others, good, bad, especially good, to at least get them thinking of other things. And that's what you want to do, folks. And the number 21 skill we all need to learn, and as far as I'm concerned, this is the most important skill. It is the ability to ask for help. We got to put our pride aside, especially if we need help, and do the things that need to get done to help us. We have to put our pride aside. Modern Refuge, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. Welcome. We're on the number 21 skill, the ability to ask for help. It doesn't show our weakness. Sometimes we think asking for help shows our weakness, but it's not about that. When I'm asking for help, whatever the given situation is, I'm asking for a different viewpoint of what I'm going through or what I need help with. They may show me something I didn't think about. They may tell me something I never knew. So the ability to ask for help is actually a strength. Turn that into a strength that says, hey, Fuzzy, take care. Good to see you. I'm here. Here's my situation. I don't know everything. I need some help on this. What do you think? Jay Creature, can we make that number 2? Right. The ability to drive a standard shift vehicle. Wait, that's for the kids. Correct. That's the first kind of car I learned how to drive, was a standard shift vehicle. But we have to learn, folks, when to ask for help and to be sincere about it. Not just because we don't want to do it, but because we want to do it, we can't accomplish it, and we need some help in figuring out how to do it. So those are the 21 skills that will help us thrive and survive in the future and for the rest of our lives. You're right, Red Scout. Same here. I always need help, and I trust God will help me by putting people in front of me to help me get it done. Because every time God helps you, he does it through other people. He will send people to you that we may not recognize to help us. Thank you very much, Black Poindexter. I appreciate you, bruh. I'm just trying to help out the community and get everybody thinking. I may post the 21 also on my community tab, so you can download the image and keep it if you need to. Do me a favor, folks. Hit the like button, share out the video, leave a comment. so we can push back against the YouTube algorithms with that. Let me check to see if we have any questions in the chat. I did not check that. We do. We have a question from the Prepared Irishman. When's the registration for the Bug Out Weekend? Prepared Irishman, if you're still in the chat, registration for the Bug Out Weekend will be up by this Friday on our website at visionpreparedness.org. And I will also put a link in my community tab to register once that's up. Thank you, Coach Mary Ma, for sharing this out. Folks, if there are any other questions in the chat, this is the part of my lives that really touch me. And let me say this. I want to thank everybody that's in the chat for helping us reach our first milestone of 1K. If you missed the celebration, I'm sorry. You can watch the replay. For all of those that won prizes, please make sure you email me at visionpreparedness@gmail.com so I can get those. I'm going to get all the prizes to the winners. I'm putting everything hopefully in the mail by this Friday so that all of the winners get all of their prizes. It was a blast having everybody here. You guys helped us reach this first milestone, and I'm looking for greater things in the coming year for the channel, bigger things for us here at Vision Preparedness to give back to the community. And the first thing is the Bug Out Weekend coming up. We're going to have massive giveaways. I just got something in the mail from one of our affiliates that we're going to be giving away, and it's going to be amazing. Thank you very much, Marco. I appreciate that. Thanks to my amazing moderators for hanging in with me. Marco, Donna, Triple Threat, My Mother Sparks, Fed Up American, Mad Shad, any of the other moderators that I may have missed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, folks. And everybody in the chat, again, thank you for spending time with me on a cold Tuesday night. You could have done a thousand other things, but I appreciate you spending an hour and 6 minutes with me tonight. I truly appreciate it. And again, I thank everybody. Yeah, Marco, keep fighting with the bot. Yeah, keep fighting with him. And again, for all the content creators, if you're in here, type the word vision, it'll drop your link. The Kraken, did you miss it? I'm not sure what you're pertaining to, but we had our celebration this past Sunday. You can watch the video. Ontario Prepper, I'm excited to see that video you're dropping tonight. With that, folks, I really don't have anything else unless you folks have a question in the chat. And we do have another question from Jay Creature. Sneakers or boots? I've been digging sneakers lately. That's good, Jay. Jay Creature, my son is the sneaker aficionado. When I'm out on the property, I have on boots just because of the environment. And it's wintertime, so I prefer to wear boots in the winter. I'll throw on sneakers if I'm going to the store, but in the wintertime, I prefer to have on boots. I always keep a pair of boots in my truck that stay there. But other than that, thank you very much, CUCV Farmer. You know, I appreciate you guys because without you guys, I'm a nobody, but I'm just putting out information that hopefully will help somebody grow, thrive, strive, stay alive. I meant to put that into a speech. But if there are no more questions, folks, thank you for coming. And remember this, keep prepping because your family depends on you and it depends on your life. Thank you very much. Everybody have a safe evening. God bless everybody, and we will see you soon. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Prepared.